Welcome back to Game Hydro. We've got a new and improved, vastly improved guide for Umamusume Pretty Derby. We got nothing but killer information in here. No filler. Watch the whole thing or watch parts of it using the chapters. Take what you need and hope this increases your enjoyment and your expertise of the game. We got information about legacies, about supports, about how to get an A+ trainee, about how to get Kita-san Black, about how to get... First, we're going to talk about re-rolling because that's always something that everybody kind of wants to know about. So how to re-roll, we're going to go over that as well as who you want to re-roll for. So how to re-roll, tap on the menu button in the top right corner of the screen. Click on the part that says to title screen, or just simply start the game from the off position. And tap on, when you get to this screen, tap the hamburger menu in the top right corner. So tap that, and then you're going to hit the button that says delete user data so that you can begin the game new. After that, you're going to go through the tutorial again until you get to the point of scouting where you can re-roll for new racers and new supports. So who do you want to roll for in the latest meta or in the meta of the game in general? The highest tier support that you want is definitely Kita-san Black. So you want to re-roll for Kita-san Black. The other SSRs aren't really that much better or that much worse than each other, so you don't really need to worry about anybody else to re-roll for. And as far as the actual racers, currently there aren't any racers that stand so high above the others that you would want to re-roll for them. But right now, competition-wise, front-runner types are very popular, so that would give you racers like Maruzensky or Silence Suzuka as examples that would be front runners. But overall, none of the 3-star racers are really that much better or that much worse than each other. But that's how you can re-roll if you want to do that. Before we go over anything else, we're going to go over what the 5 primary stats of the game do and what they mean to your racer. So speed is the top speed, while power is the acceleration. So top speed and acceleration, the 2 main stats in a lot of like old school racing games, even Mario Kart has them. So think of them that way. Maximum speed, you can't get there without a lot of power, but having a high power level can only get you so far if your maximum speed is slow. So those should be upgraded proportionally. Stamina affects your endurance, aka how long you can race at full tilt for before getting tired, while guts affects how your performance will be when your stamina is running low. So the higher your guts, the better your performance will be with low stamina. And then wit affects your race intelligence, basically. So how often your skills will activate, how often your character will make moves that sabotage their performance, like running too far ahead unnecessarily when they don't have to, and things like that. So wit basically makes them smarter at racing. Those are the primary stats. Then, of course, you got all these secondary stats down here. Turf, mile, medium, long. A obviously is better. G obviously is the worst one. And then for each character, they have a specific growth rate that affects how fast they will gain skills. So for Silence Suzuka over here, for example, she'll gain speed the fastest and guts the second fastest. And then the other 3 are fairly normal. Everybody wants that A+ trainee, but there's a lot of factors that play into it. We're going to start off by talking about legacies and supports. So tap on career. First, obviously, you're going to pick your racer, and you want to use multiple racers in the game so that you can gradually increase their rank, add them to your team, increase your team level so that you can do better in team races, and use them as supports, or rather as legacies for each other. Because the higher rank the legacy, the more of an effect they'll have. All right, so hit the next button, and you'll be able to pick legacies. You'll be able to pick legacies and choose ones not only have that have more of an affinity with your trainee, but each one has its own set of skills that they boost. For example, this one boosts speed, power, and wit. This one boosts speed, stamina, and wit. This one does a major boost to speed, stamina, and power, like a huge boost. So look through them, figure out the ones that boost the skills not only the most, but that boost the skills that you most want to boost. All right. Same thing over here. This is the pink buttons as opposed to the blue buttons, which represent the first one. Now, for both of these, let's see, nobody's too special over here, but for both of these, you can either pick veteran Umamusume or you can pick the guests. Sometimes the guests have a much bigger boost. They cost a little bit of money to use, but that money can be worth it. All right. Or you can just, let auto select do the work. But tap on the sparks to see what each of your legacies and their underlings provide. And the more that you race with each of these Umamusume, the more sparks that they will earn, the higher you boost their rank, and so the more that they can help out each other during the race, essentially. All right. Next, we come to the support formation. Now, the supports you not only want to base off of the levels, but the rarities as well. You can either pick friend cards manually, or you can just auto-select. And you can see what kind of boost is provided to each of the skills below. Also, long press on each of them. And you can see what all of their support effects and skills are. Enhancing trainees and support cards is important, but very different. So, potential levels. You can raise the potential if a character is eligible. And what that does is it adds a new skill to the list of skills that they can purchase using skill points in any future race that you use them in. So it's not really a massive boost, but sometimes that new skill can not only be excellent, but can be exclusive to them and give them a boost over some of the other trainees. And you can tap forward to see what other potential skills you can unlock. Now, Star Unlock, on the other hand, this one is an excellent one to use because the more stars that a trainee has, the higher stats they start off with. For example, what you're seeing here is Silence Suzuka's stats at 3 stars, but if you hit Star Unlock, you'll see what the stats will increase to at 4 stars, and then tap the button that says 5 stars, and you'll see what the stats increase to there. You can do this also with any 2-star. Any 2-star can be made 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5 stars. So in this way, it kind of doesn't matter a ton what the star level is to begin with. Matter of fact, sometimes it can actually be easier to star up trainees that start off at 2 stars. When it comes to leveling up support cards, there are 2 ways to do that. Obviously, the main way is just to do the basic level up. So you pick any one of these that has the horseshoe next to them, and you can either level them up one at a time, or you can go straight to the max level. And under the yellow here, you'll see the different perks that you unlock by leveling them up, as well as the support bonus and how that increases. Over in details, you can also see all the potential things that they can do, as well as flavor text. This really doesn't mean much of anything. So if you want to increase them past the maximum level, you're going to go to the uncap screen. Now, the maximum level is higher for higher rarities, but uncapping an SR, in fact, uncapping an SR multiple times, like we have done with Aoi Kiryuin over here, can put their effectiveness level very high. They can punch above their weight as far as rarity goes. So uncap them, level them up extra, and you'll get a whole host of supporting effects when you do that. Now, what is the point of all this stuff? Basically, the TLDR of it, you can read all the skills individually, but you'll get higher friendship gauges, higher friendship bonuses, increased skills, whether it's the wit, the speed, the strength, power, whatever you call it, etc. Increased effectiveness of events, which happen in between training, as you've seen. That's where you hit the different choices that the game gives you, and often they lead to skill increases or stat increases outside of training itself. Increased protection from failures, spend less energy doing training so you can do more total training. All this stuff comes from leveling up your supports and using supports with a higher rarity. So that's where the better supports will eventually lead to you having an A or an A+ trainee. When it comes to training, first you want to make sure her mood is great. Otherwise, she will gain less skill points from the training. So right when you begin the career, do the recreation to make the mood great. Next, in training mode, what you pick should not only be determined based on the available supports for that specific type of training. You can see it in the top right corner, but also obviously keeping your stats pretty level with each other. But if you got a form of training that has multiple supports, you want to do that in order to raise the training bar, because then not only will you get more training points for that specific type of training with more supports there, but you'll get more friendship training bonuses as well. So not only should you consider the stats that will actually be raised, as well as leveling the specific training, but be concerned with who your supports in that type of training are. Try to level them up. You'll get more boosts for doing so. And when these situations come up where you have to make a choice, different choices will affect different forms of training. Like, obviously, when you see chasing it at full speed, that is sure to increase her speed and other stats. But some of them are pretty vague, but you'll pick them up along the way. Just pay attention to which ones are getting increased when you see the same choice multiple times. For picking skills, you want to try to pick the ones that will be relevant to the races that you run. So hit the details button up here to see what your career path is going to be, to see what tracks you might be racing on. Certain skills are relevant to certain tracks, and then there are certain skills that are relevant to the conditions or the weather. You're not going to see snowy conditions anywhere near as frequently as you'll see wet conditions or cloudy days. So the wet condition and cloudy days skills would give you the most bang for your buck, so to speak. There are some other skills that are relevant to pretty much any race. Some of them are more relevant to what type of racer you are. So with Maruzensky being a front runner, you want skills that will help front runners. And then any skill with a red icon will actually debuff opposing racers. Those tend to be relevant to pretty much any race. Those are also good ones to purchase. Oftentimes you're going to need to get more fans, either to meet the entry criteria of a particular race. You can see that there's minimum fan criteria for all of these, or just to get more of an advantage during a race or after. Then tap on the races button at the bottom right corner, and you have the choice to use a turn on a race. Now, for this, if none of the races have a lot of fans, or none of the races have 2 gold stars next to the type of turf and the type of race, then go ahead and skip it and use the turn on something else, because the list of races refreshes each time that you use a turn. After it refreshes, you hit the races button again. Sometimes you'll see races with up to 10,000 or more fans on offer, even higher if you're at a more advanced stage in your career. So don't shortchange yourself by using a turn on a race that doesn't give you too many fans, because then you might end up having to race again in order to get enough fans for a future entry criteria. The less overall races that you have to run, the more time that you can spend training or using rest or recreation in order to make sure that your trainee is in top condition for the next mandatory race. We'll take a look at the store area. Not only can you get more of the resources that are used to star up trainees here, mainly in the statue exchange, but in some of the others, get the star pieces. You can use them to star up various trainees. But you can also get more alarm clocks over here in the Clover Exchange. Now, alarm clocks are hugely valuable because, of course, if you don't meet a race goal, they let you rerun the race, as you probably know if you're watching this video. Hit the info button. It'll show you how to get these clovers. You can convert star pieces in star piece storage into clovers, and when scout exchange points expire, you can also turn them into clovers. So take advantage of the store whenever you run out of alarm clocks, which can happen kind of quickly if you're playing pretty heavily. You're going to need to find ways to get more carats, especially more free carats, especially once you run out of all the login bonuses and other stuff that the game gives you at the beginning. So whenever there's a piece of mail that the developer sends out, you'll see a little number by the envelope. Right now we don't have that, but typically the special missions and the gifts are great ways to earn more carats. Be sure to hit collect all in order to earn them all at once. Collect all again. And look through the ones that you have not done yet in order to see what you have to do to complete the quest so that you can earn the rewards. Some of these are really easy. For example, changing your title or requesting a song on the jukebox. Some of them a little more difficult, like winning 30 times in one single career playthrough. But all of them are good for free carats, which of course earn you more opportunities to spin. And then of course the support points and the monies are excellent ways to earn more upgrade materials, or excuse me, to upgrade your supports. Sorry, it's late. Anyways, gifts over here. You'll get these frequently for achievements that you do within the game. And if you're playing the game on a non-Apple device, you'll be able to use redeem codes in order to earn more carats, as well as several other things. All right, so let's talk about redeem codes. Hit the menu button in the top right corner, and depending on what device you're playing on, you will see a screen that says a button that says enter code in the column that says other. On Apple devices, at least as of the current time, you won't see it. But if you're playing on an Android, maybe you're playing on PC, you will be able to see it. Now, if you have an account on an Apple device and you want to use the redeem codes, then one way to do so is to click account link. Now, you can either link via Facebook or Apple, and they can be used to, the Facebook accounts can't be used to link data directly with another platform, but can be used to recover data. So what you would want to do is link it up, then log in with Facebook on a different platform, recover that data, use the redeem code, get the things that you want to get, like carats, and they can't directly transfer between platforms. However, the things that you purchase with carats can transfer between platforms. So spend your carats, which generally, you spend those on scouting, scouting new trainees and scouting new supports. Spend your carats and then switch back over to your Apple device, recover the data, and they'll be there for you. As for what redeem codes are active right now, as of this video, there are no redeem codes active, but keep attuned to the social media of the developer, because they're going to be releasing redeem codes sometimes. And, if you have redeem codes, post them in the comments of this video. You're welcome to do that. Maybe I'll make a special video for it later if there's enough redeem codes to be worth a video. All right, thank you very much for watching. This is Game Hydro. Please like and subscribe. And if you got other facets of the game that you want me to go over, then be sure to leave a comment as well.